What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with. Listen, this is gonna be the last video today because I probably got about a bunch of them tomorrow. We gonna talk about love after lockup, okay? Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, y'all. This was very ratchet, okay? Y'all know this my kind of carrying on, okay? I didn't think I liked this so much, but I do. What is it? Season 7, episode 9, Big Throuple Energy. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Alright, y'all. So the episode started with Goddess, her mom, and her daughter. Goddess is very determined to go through hell and back with Damon. Baby, she cheesed up because her man finna be released in 2 days, and he is her soulmate. Girl. Meanwhile, Bonita is on the other side getting her bag, making dicks on a stick and pussy pancakes. Okay? Girl. She said the mind keeps changing his release date because he gotta be out Monday for you, and then he gotta be out for the other girl. Like he gotta keep his lies straight until y'all ready to be one. Okay? So the mind tells Bonita he's getting released on Tuesday. But that's not what he tells. He's telling Goddess that he's going to be released on Monday. So what he's going to do, and I'm pretty sure I'll mention it later on, he's going to go back to the jailhouse on Tuesday, bring his clothes, put his clothes back on, and he's going to sit there and wait for Bonita to come pick him up as if he's been released again. I said, my God, on today. So anyway, we meet Kirsten and Brady. When I tell you these hoes bars of being with somebody is in damn hell. Kirsten is a 27-year-old who has terrible taste in men, and she actually gives me Marble Lights and Bad Fucking Decisions. Okay? Her baby daddy has on a red and white blue jumper with stars on it that gave MAGA. Okay? He definitely gave MAGA with his missing side tooth. Okay? He looked like he eat crocodiles and frogs for breakfast. He looked like his name is Jethro. Like, I'm gonna just... So they both decide that they won't... That they decided that those two could never get back together again. If hell freeze over, if somebody throw gasoline on me, if he was the last person on earth, and I'm just like, okay. Okay. Whatever. So we found out that Brady was their next door neighbor who was actually stealing from them when her kid's father was together. And I was just like, Kirsten, you's a weird hoe. You's a weirdo. Okay? So I feel like the MAGA baby daddy was making some sort of sense. Like, you want to bring this nigga around, a nigga who was stealing from us. You see him as a good nigga. That's what we are to believe. You'll see him as a good guy. The man that was on meth. The man who was selling meth. Okay? You want him to be a Methodist. He's not. He's a meth head, not a Methodist. Child, let me just keep going because it gets even more ignoranter. We meet Trent, Nita, and Cammy. Okay? Trent is dating Nita, who's 15 years younger, but he's not a sugar daddy. And I'm like, sure, sir, but you have on this this cheap ass Versace shirt that screams, I'm a sugar daddy. Give me some sugar. Like, that's what that shirt gave me. But Then we meet Cammy. Cammy is his wife. And I was like, oh, this is a throuple. Okay. I didn't see this coming. I honestly, when I saw Trent and he had met Nita, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, my first instinct upon looking at both of their pictures, I was like, she gonna fuck clean over him. But I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, I wasn't all the way wrong because, well, I'm gonna tell y'all why I wasn't all the way wrong. Anyway, I didn't see this throuple coming. I didn't. Nita. So what happened? This is how they met. They were, I want to say Trent and Nita was out somewhere. I think they were on vacation. I'm not sure. Nita saw Cammy. She was interested in Cammy. And that was 7 years ago. She said, I want you, even if I have to get with your husband. I want you. And they just been making magic from there. Okay? All right. Y'all tap down in the comments if y'all in the throuple, and y'all let me know how that's going, okay? Because I gotta live vicariously through some damn body. Let it be through my subscribers. Don't put y'all business out like that, okay? Just, you know. I want to know though, because I'm nosy. So anyway, this is the backstory of Trent and Cammy. They were married 35 years. They have 6 kids. Their kids know about their lifestyle, and it seems as though we don't know where the kids stand, but it seems as though they could be okay with it. They are on This Is Polly, which I will be reviewing, so we'll get really into the nitty gritty of these 3 people. So they had a son. They lost him at 15 from, I believe it was some type of, it could have been like an autoimmune disease. And they were heavy in the church. They were in a super religious church. And they said that when their son died, the church was no help to them. In fact, the people in the church told them their son died because the parents must have committed some type of sin. And I was like, oh my God, how could y'all say that? Like, why would y'all say that to people? That is crazy to me. Never mind. That is crazy to me. And so since then, they decided to move to California. And they decided to get into the poly world. They wanted to kind of venture out. But on poly, when you look at the beginning of that poly episode, the wife was saying how 35 years over and over, the same thing, the same person, the same position, the same, like, oh, that gotta be boring. Like, ugh, you know. So I'm assuming that's part of the other reason. Also, Cammy believes that she's pansexual, and Trent is also concerned because he knows that Nita doesn't want him in particular. She actually wants Cammy. I knew, that's why I said, when I looked at Trent and Nita's picture, I was like, no, she about to mess clean over him. That's why I said that. I didn't know that he was going to say this, but she don't really seem interested in him because she want that woman. She want that woman to be fully. But it seems as though Trent could be the breadwinner around there. So, you know, I got to tread lightly over here. I got to stay where the money reside. Okay? So then we meet Carrington and Zay. This is a mess. Zay is going to be released in 7 days. Carrington is in school. She has a younger daughter. A younger daughter who looks like she's about 6 or 7 or something like that, 5, 6 or 7. And she was introduced to Zay by her brother, who is in prison for a robbery charge. And she saw Zay in the background. He didn't say nothing. He was just chilling. Everybody was like, "What's up? How you doing?" All in the phone. And she was like, "Who is that?" So you just couldn't find nobody in school, huh? You just was on that phone, on that video call, zoomed in on the nigga who can't even go out of town with you because he on parole. Girl. Anyway, he introduced him, her brother introduced her to Zay, who was locked up for robbery, assault, and burglary. He's been locked up for 7.5 years. Again, ma'am, you just saw a whole future with the nigga who sit in a padded cell and have to be told when to eat, sleep, shit, and do all the things. Huh? Girl. They have been together for 2.5 years. Okay. So we find out she don't know how to cook. She lied to him about knowing how to cook, I guess. But she claims she's in love with him. Okay. So she said she was in love with him, but then she talked about her ex. And she's not over him, but you're in love with this man over here. And the ex is her baby daddy. She was engaged to him. She can't talk about him because it was too hard. But you're about to get into a new relationship, and you haven't even healed from this relationship. Okay. Carrington is a bit of a pick-me, and she is definitely keeping something from Z. But whatever. Rich, y'all remember Rich from Love during Lockup? He and Felicia are together. He's meeting Felicia's family. They seem like really nice people, and they decided they wanted to threaten Rich. Like, don't play with our family or we gonna cut you. And that's just that on that. So Felicia's cousin don't really care for Rich. She just, no. And that was that. We ain't get much, but we just got that. Bonita, Damon, and Goddess. Both of the ladies are extremely happy to have their man home. I think that's all I had on that. Oh, so yeah, he decided he's gonna go back to the jail with his dock clothes, and he's gonna head back to the jail with his dock clothes the next day so Bonita can come and pick him up. So Bonita is with her friend, or I don't know who the lady is, but she's at home, getting her bag because she got pussy pancakes and dicks on the stick, okay? And she's having dreams of her man with another woman. This fool, him, she said she was having dreams of him with another woman, a darker skinned woman, and the camera goes to Goddess. She said that she won't address him about a dream that she had because it's just a dream, but she feels something. Girl, that is your intuition telling you that the man that you're with ain't right. Okay? Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. So we find out that what's his name? Damon wants 10 children. And I was like, how are you going to take care of these children? Why do you want all of these women? Because I feel like you want these women to push out all of these children for you so you can leave them with the children and then go sleep with some more women. That's just my opinion, but whatever. So Cammy, Trent, and Nita. Nita is released. They are so excited to see her. She did 60 days for a DUI. She has multiple DUIs, and she's actually outside of the jail asking for a drink. She was like, "Where's my drink?" Girl, bye. Like, grow up. Grow up. Cammy says she's in love with Nita, and they decided they wanted to lock Nita down for good. Trent decided, so they get home because they gotta, get their throuple on. So before they could get their throuple on, Trent need 30 minutes because he need to take one of his giddy up pills. And listen, let me say y'all, because this go right along with it. I went to the store, the little corner store today, and they had the honey packs hanging up. The one in the gold pack and the one in the pink pack with the cat on it. Okay? So I asked the man in the store, I said, what does the gold pack do? And he said, oh, that's for the men. That's not what I asked you. I asked you, what does it do? He said, well, this is for the men and this is for the women. Sir, you can't never work in no schmeck store. Okay? Stay away from him. He was an Indian man, though. They don't know no better. So, that was that on that. They get in a pool, and yeah, I was not impressed. So back to Kirsten. Kirsten is friends with Corey. And I love the way Corey's name is spelled. Kore. Oh my God, I love that. Corey is Brady's ex-fiance. Corey lets Kirsten know how terrible Brady is. He's a terrible person. He was terrible not only to me, but he was also terrible to Corey's family. But of course, Kirsten don't feel like he's going to do that to her. And he was like, well, he's going to do right by me. And if he can't do right by me, then I'm going to get somebody else to do it. And I'm looking at Kirsten like, girl, you sound so crazy. That is crazy. Like, the writing is that this lady is giving you, she is telling you everything you need to know about this man. We found out, though, that Kirsten contacted Corey and was like, listen, I'm dating your baby daddy, and I want our kids to know each other, so I think that you and I should be cool. Corey don't with Brady. If it ain't about the kids, she don't with him. And I feel like that is such a telltale sign. But again, Kirsten gonna do what Kirsten gonna do, because she's a bird and a pick-me. Anyway, back with Carrington and Zay. We find out that Carrington, her what she needs to disclose to Zay is she's on a dating app and she's dating. And I was like, girl, so what? He might be dating a nigga in jail, like one of the guard women in jail. Like, you don't know what he doing. According to his sisters, they still talking to his ex, and he might be talking to the ex. So, girl, please don't put all your eggs in that jailbird basket. But y'all gonna do just what y'all want to do. Meanwhile, Zay's sisters are literally laughing at the both of them because Carrington called Zay's sister. She was very off-putting and very dismissive because she doesn't really like Carrington like that, even though she doesn't know her. So Zay called, and the sister called Carrington back, and they were, on the phone. So Carrington mentioned to Zay, I don't think your sisters really care for me. And the whole time the sisters sitting there, they laughing because they really don't like her. So the phone hung up. So the camera's pan back to the messy ass sisters, and it was like, well, no, we don't like her. We don't think this is gonna work between her and Zay. We feel like she don't value our brother. And I was like, but your brother is a fucking jailbird, and this lady has more value tied to her than your raggedy ass brother. And I hope that she can one day see that. Okay, because don't try to downplay Carrington. Y'all don't even know this lady like that. Hoes. So, I'm sorry. So, that... Okay, so that, then we find out that, because we find out they don't really fool with her, but they're still cool with the ex McKenna. So this is what I think, because McKenna was like, they said the ex McKenna was like, she ain't in no competition. Y'all been taking those phone calls that Zay has been having with Carrington, because y'all know he can't talk directly to Carrington unless that sister calls Carrington on three-way. So y'all are able to hear all of the phone calls. And the other time she can talk to Zay is when her brother calls her. I wonder how much those calls are, because baby, you will be blocked, be blessed and blocked, because once you go to jail, get the hell out of my face. I'm sorry. So it seems as though, from me, just IMO, in my opinion, I think that those sisters tell that ex McKenna everything that her and Zay talk about on those phone conversations. And I just, this is what I be talking about. If y'all ever been in any of my old reviews, I talk about my sister-in-law, because that's my girl. I will fight you hoes about my sister-in-law. Okay? I have the best sister-in-law in the world, and she got me. Okay? Listen. These people like this, hoes like this, I can't get with this. This is a different type. These hoes be on some different type of energy. That's what I be talking. My sister-in-law ain't nothing like this. I stand on a hill about that. But anyway, this ain't about me or my sister-in-law. So we get back to Rich and Felicia. Rich is super anxious. He said he couldn't sleep. He finally meets Felicia's parents, and her mom and dad is really, really kind to Rich. And they let him know, hey, Felicia is a good person. You got a good one on your hand. And I was like, how do y'all know that? Y'all, this lady went to jail when y'all was 17. Have y'all even seen her? Y'all probably only talked to her. So how y'all know she a good person? But y'all just gonna sell her up the creek to Rich. She a good one. Her dad was like, I haven't seen her since she was 17. Shame on you. Shame on you. But whatever Felicia did, I think she did it with her ex or whatever, but she got her own self into trouble. So anyway, fine. Cammy, Trent, and Nita back over there. First of all, so Trent and Cammy are in the bed, snugged up, cuddled up from last night. Nita has already gotten dressed because she has to go see her. She has to go meet her parole officer. Okay? On the floor is all of their sex stuff. Okay? And I was like, I don't know. I don't even want to know where half of those places went, but I can only imagine. Yeah. So, everybody, they get up, and I'm looking like y'all, so y'all just not gonna wash the nut juice off of none of them sheets, huh? Y'all just not gonna wash none of y'all nut juice off these sheets. Lord. I just don't think I don't think his wife, I'm gonna say this, I don't think Cammy nor Nita likes Trent like that. I think they tolerate him. And how he sit in the back seat, in the confessional, I think that's just how they treat him. But we'll get more in the This Is Polly situation. So they asked, they decided, they wanted to ask. She came back from her parole. Cammy took her to her parole situation, and she came back. And so they decided to ask Nita if she wanted to be long term. And Nita was like, how long is that? And they was like, forever. And she agreed. She gets really emotional because she felt like nobody has came to her like that. Like nobody really, nobody showed her that type of love or whatever. And so they all slob each other down, and it just becomes a big old slob fest. Okay, did y'all wash the nut juice off them sheets? Anyway, as long as them people happy, they happy with their nut juice on their sheets. And they will absolutely be on This Is Polly. And I will try to, I don't know what I'm bringing y'all tomorrow. Just know something has to come down the pipeline tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow, so we're going to see. This is the end of the episode. This was actually pretty good. I never watched Love after Lockup. Love during Lockup, y'all know that was my first time watching it. This is my first time watching Love after Lockup. So yeah, we finna see where this goes, thus said the Lord. And y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. I actually enjoy this ratchery of the ratchery of this doggone show. Okay, anyway, this is your girl Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.